Hello, welcome to RevelatorAlf. So, got a request to show a video of changing the O-rings of the oil lines of a previous video I made where say I've got an oil leak coming from basically there, where the oil line manifold attaches to the engine at the front. So I thought, well, why the hell not? So the first thing to do, that's a T27 torque bit. You need to take the oil cooler cover off. So that's what I do. You see that's a little bit rusty, and also just pop it off at the top. And you can see, so I'll give this a little bit of a clean up and a touch up of paint as well. So there's the oil cooler. That could do with a little clean through as well. So the next thing to do is take off this bit here, this screw at the top. This will pull away the oil cooler just a little bit, give me a little bit of room to play with. And once again, this is a T27 torque bit at the top here. Now at this stage, you should be able to pull the oil cooler forward. You can see there, give you a little bit of room for these screws down there. These manifold screws, that one is one a little bit lower there. But the problem is you're gonna have to take off this oil line, this hose here. So just to give you a little bit more room. So that's the next thing. Screwdriver to take the hose clip off, and just remember, do this on a cold engine, otherwise you're going to burn yourself, right? To take the hose off, you may just need a screwdriver, just very gently, just to lever it off a little bit, because it might be binding a little bit. Just try and put it off the top. There we go, you can see there. Just go very gentle, that you don't want to break that hose line. There we go. Bit of oil coming out there, out that. Time to mop up, I think. Right, after recovering the mess which I've just made, just put the hose up there so any residual oil in that hose line doesn't drip out everywhere like it's just done on me. And now you can see that the oil cooler can pop out a little bit. You can even pop it out the bottom there a little bit, but you shouldn't really need to, just to get yourself some access to those manifold screws. Now, the next thing you're probably wondering, why do I have to take this engine top mount bracket here? And I think I've said it in a previous video, but I can't really remember. It's these oil lines here and then the manifold. You have to pull the manifold off to get on the inside of the manifold to put the O-rings there. The problem is there isn't a lot of space here, a lot of wiggle room to bring these off. There's hardly any room there at all. You can try it, but you might end up bending the oil lines. So I would say the best thing to do is take the engine mount bracket off. So this screw here, this screw here, these screws there, and take it all off. You don't need to support the engine because you've still got the lower mount on there as well. Just take that all off and that'll give you a lot more room. So that's exactly what I'm going to do now, and I'll just quickly do that. There we go. Just loosen those off. Don't undo them totally. There we go. And according to the manual, these don't need any thread locks. Right, so just loosen them off. Don't undo them totally. Okay, so to take these screws off here, you'll use a 9/16 spanner. You can take the horn off there and give you more room to get a socket on there, but actually just a 9/16 ring spanner is more than fine. Okay, these have both been loosened off, just leave them there. Now to do the engine mounts as well. Same 9/16 spanner. Same on the other side. You're going to have to use ring spanners because there's no room. Right, these engine mounts are probably the worst I've seen in a while in terms of trying to get them off, but also the space. I've had them off before, but I say I've forgotten the limited space available. So you need ring spanners, and unfortunately, because of the purchase, you might need a bit of a lump hammer to get them off as well. All right, right, lump hammer applied, and now, there we go, just loosen them off. It's so much harder just doing this one-handed, I tell you. Now, as you can see here, they've taken these top bolts off, they've taken the Allen screws out here, loosened off here, and you can see that the top mount bracket just slides off. Just as well, really, because there isn't any room to take these completely off. and they're not supposed to be taken off. You just basically slide it off like that and do the other side as well. So loosen that off as much as you can. And then you can see that bit comes off as well. Then the whole bracket at the front can actually be slid out the way. There we go, like that, you see. So now you can see at the front, I pull back the oil cooler, don't have to take it all off, and now I've got complete access to those oil line manifold screws. Right, so as you can see, you've got the oil cooler prised away. I've taken off the bottom mounts there. Lower hose are still attached. Here, I'm just going to have direct access now to the manifold screws, and that's a 3/8 socket head. And it's very easy just to take those off. One, there we go. Take those off as well. Now, what you really should do is put a load of tissue down there as well to mop up any oil that might be dripping down. So that's what I'm going to do. And you can see, put a load of tissue there, and now maybe you can see it's starting to drip out of there. So it's well worth putting the tissue there, just save a bit of mess. Right, let's remove those screws totally now. That's one removed. And that's two removed. Now, as you can see, there's quite a bit of oil dripping down now. So again, well worth it with those bits of tissue there as well. Okay, so now obviously we're going to prise this away. I've already pulled it apart a little bit, but you've got to prise it away from the manifold itself, and you basically just pull out like that. There's going to be quite a bit of oil dripping down as well. There you go, you can see that, pulling that away now as well. Right, now I'm not sure if you can see it, but there and there, that's where you've got your O-rings. They're right on the sort of spigot part coming out there. Okay, so as you can see, I've pulled to the side, just to don't overdo it, the manifold. I'm just giving this whole area a really good clean with tissue. So the O-rings actually will seal this part here. Don't know if you can see it from there. They will seal that outer casing there so the oil doesn't come out. So it's this bit here and that bit there, and they sit actually on the actual bit itself, but I don't see any reason why you can't just stick them in there and then just put the hose back, put the manifold back on. Right, so maybe you can see there that the O-ring, I've just prised it off with a little screwdriver. That's all you need to do, just prise them off and then get the new ones on. There we go, just got that O-ring off, and you can see it is pretty squashed there, right? So now we're going to get the other one off. And there we go, all I've done there again is got the screwdriver just slightly in there and just gently prised it off, and being careful not to score the spigot there, or whatever you call it there. Right, just get that off now. There we go, and we've got the other one off. And you can see they're pretty much screwed there, aren't they? Very squashed. Which you expect to be, that's their job, that's what they're supposed to do. Okay, so these are the new O-rings that come in there, and yeah, I got this from the Harley dealership yesterday. Oh, look at that. And it's part number 1190090. I believe these genuine parts. I'm pretty sure you can get any old O-rings, they'll do, as long as they're the right size, of course. Right, let's get these on. Again, so very gently just prise away the manifold from the engine, and then just slip on the O-rings. You can see that I'm doing this one-handed, but obviously you do this with two-handed. I did try and just stick them onto the engine. Let me just move this out of the way. I did try and just pop them in there, but they kept on falling out. So I thought, you know what, let's just stick them the proper way onto there as well. So that's what I'll do. That'll show what I've done in a minute. I've already done the other one, which is there. You can see at the bottom there. Okay, so you can see now they're both on there. Don't know if you can see them properly. There's one there at the top, one at the bottom. Now just to clean up a little bit the surfaces. Still a bit of residual oil just pouring out, and then just clean the surfaces there, a little bit of there as well. And then just going to pop these back in, so to make sure they locate properly. There we go, that's one, that's all in. Again, giving it a really good clean as I go. Now all there's left to do is just give it a final clean up, pop those screws back in. Okay, so we've got the 2 screws now. We're going to apply a bit of thread lock on each screw. There we go, trying very hard not to overdo the thread lock. Let me just make sure it's pouring out first. Just a dab, just a dab. Throw that away. And now we just basically insert them and tighten them up. Hand tight first of all, like that. There we go, hand tight, hand tight. Now these got to be torqued up to 90 to 120 inch-pounds or 10.2 to 13.6 Newton meters. So hardly anything on these at all. Right, so just doing these up evenly, still loose, and these I've set these to 12 Newton meters, so basically a mid-range one here. There's 12. That's 12. Okay, so basically now that is the oil line manifold O-rings are replaced. Now it's a case of putting it all back together. So you basically do everything in reverse order. Then you just torque everything up and away you go. The only one thing I would say that's going to be a bit tricky for you is these engine mount brackets here to torque these on properly. And you might need something like this, like a crow's foot, just to be able to get it as close as you can. So do it up with a ring spanner as tight as you can, and then you're going to need to torque it up with these. So this bolt here, these on the top, and those Allen heads, those hex heads, all have the same torque setting, and that is 45 to 50 foot-pounds of torque, or 61 to 67.8 Newton meters. Right, let me crack on with those. Right, first going back in is the front bracket. Just going to slide that through and hook it onto the other side. There we go. Slide it onto the other side, hook it down there, done. Right. So the next thing to do is get the other part on, which will be this. So that basically just sits on top, and that goes in between this cross member frame and the engine mount bracket there as well. And that basically goes like that. So now we just pop in all these screws here at the top, or the bolts I should say. There's one, there's two, and the hex bolts go in as well. Just again, only finger tight really for now. That's all we're doing. Now finger tight all these up as well. Now we do these final bolts here. Right, last little bit. Just tighten those up, finger tight. That's it. Now do the other side. There you go. Now we just get the spanner on there. Again, not too tight, because we want to do everything equally, right? Same this side. So these ones you can get away with a 14mm spanner, and the ones on the top, those are the 9/16. Okay, and then all we do is the hex bolts in there. Yeah, that's that one. That's that one. Okay, so all that's left now is to torque these up. Okay, that's all torqued up now. Now just to put the oil line back on, reattach the oil cooler, and apply a bit of thread lock to the screws here as well, and away we go. Okay, so now got the hose back on, all clamped up. Got to do the screws, bit of thread lock, 32 to 42 inch-pounds of torque, or 3.6 to 4.7 Newton meters. Right, just do it hand tight first of all, then torque that up. As I say, a bit of thread lock on there as well. Okay, there we go, done. Okay, thread lock on. There we go, finger tight, same low torque setting again. There you go, all done. So the O-rings put on the oil line manifold, everything all buttoned up, and all I need to do is just give the oil cooler guard a bit of a lick of paint really, And that's about it. So there we go. Hope you found that useful, and more videos to come. Catch you again. Bye now.